everybody. Out for another stroll today, as I tend to do most days now. I wanted to talk about the importance of bad stuff, and I mean that in the sense of like, without bad stuff you can't have good stuff, you know, and the balance between both, finding that balance is like the best. So, you know the yin and yang symbol? The circle, the white and black, yeah? Well, that is what I'm sort of talking about, yin and yang. Light and dark, good and bad, internal, external, all this stuff. And I wanted to take it a little bit more, personal, interpersonal, and talk about our bad side. You know, the yin part of us, the black side of the yin and yang circle. How the yin and yang is within everything. It is, to me, yin and yang is like God. You know, to me, yin and yang is heaven and hell and all that stuff. And we are an expression of yin and yang. You know, we are an expression of good stuff and bad stuff. And I think we as a people, or as an individual, I know that I definitely have spent a hell of a lot of time running away from my black side of the circle. How through, you know, understanding, through philosophical discussion, people, you know, Carl Jung discovered coined the term the shadow, like the shadow aspect of our characters. And I do shadow work, so I do sit and dwell and meditate on and try to integrate the negative aspects of my character so that I am no longer controlled by them. Because personally, I don't get along with good people. And I mean that in the sense that the people that I'm friends with are down to earth. They are more integrated, more balanced, more emotionally responsible, you know. People that are like the first to say, "Oh, I'm good. I'm really good. I am the best. I only do good, and I, you know, I'm not bad. I'm not a bad person at all." Those types of people, not to be rude to anybody, but those types of people I'm frightened of, because they're probably capable of much more destruction, much more antagonizing behavior than someone who can be, you know, someone who can be not very nice. And the reason I say this is because the statement, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions," holds true. We all want to do good, and we don't want to do bad. And that sounds like a really positive way to live life. But can we live life avoiding bad stuff? And if we could, would we even want to? Because without bad, there can't be good. So in this discussion, I am trying to highlight the importance of your awareness. And it takes time, it takes effort, it's like soul searching. So I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just saying, if you personally, whoever you are, feel like you could do something quite interesting to help yourself, another one, like the rest of these videos are, another bit of advice is the fact that your negative aspects of your character still hold power. Now, within the yin and yang, within the black slither, is a dot of light. A dot of white, isn't there? In the slither. That is true, okay? There is, as much as there's good and evil, within the good there is bad, and within bad there is good, yeah? To make that statement make a little bit more sense, too much of a good thing. Say you love to party or you love to dance. Well, you spend so much time partying. You can say partying, feeling good, feeling really, really good, like hedonistic, is beautiful. That's all I want to do. I just want to party all the time. There's the black spot, because you're foregoing other aspects of your life. Same as the pain of suffering a breakup or something like that. You can say that the heartache and all that pain that you're going through is just consistently that black curve. The white dot within the sadness is that you are experiencing like life-changing events. You are learning, you're growing through your pain. The black is just as important to good as good is important, you know. And the reason why I've decided to make this video today is because I have been really dealing with fear, because fear is a very complex, deep-seated emotion in everybody, but I can attest to that. Fear rules my life pretty much. I am dictated to by fear. So I've spent a hell of a lot of time running away from my fear, and that perpetuates my fear. So part of my shadow work has been trying to address my deep-seated fears. And as I'm melting away the layers of my fear, emotions like anger and hatred and malice, they're rising up in me at the minute. I'm dealing with one part of my shadow, and another part of my shadow takes its place. So right currently today, even though I actually feel quite good personally, I'm holding on to a lot of anger, a lot of hatred, a lot of like self-hatred, a lot of hatred for other people that probably don't even deserve it, but just like say hello to people and they're ignorant, or they don't say hello back. And I'm like, what? How, like, that is how like I'm reacting in a hateful and irresponsible way, because people can be going through as well. People are going through stuff all the time as well. So I'm not trying to blame them, but it's definitely like my anger is at the forefront, you know. But for me to become like an integrated and balanced member of society, I have to acknowledge that I hold on to a lot of hatred, I hold on to a lot of anger, I hold on to a lot of fear, I hold on to my list of my shadow elements of my character is as long as my arm, and I am having to work through each individual thing, just like get to the bottom of it. Where's the good part? Why is that there? Because we are ultimately beings of light. We are ultimately beings of love and happiness. So our negative aspects are the manifestations of the love in us that can't be fully expressed. So say a lot of my anger towards society comes from a really, really good, well-intentioned place. I'm angry about things because I'm like, people could be living nicer, people could be doing better things, people could be out having fun. Why aren't people like that? Gets my back up. People being angry makes me angry, because I'm like, oh, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that my anger stems from a place of love. My fear stems from a desire to connect and not knowing how. Basically what I'm trying to say is that there is the light in the black slither. There is a dot of goodness. And Carl Jung said it, and he's absolutely right, is that people who aren't in touch with themselves, who aren't aware of their bad aspects, will be governed by their bad aspects and call it fate. So what I'm trying to say is, I know this. I've spent many, many years running away from my negative aspects, and they've governed all of it. They governed every bad aspect of me, governed it. Now what I understand is, I'm so grateful. Even though I've gone through hell, even though my personal journey, I've got stories. My personal journey, I've been through a load of stuff. And I was really resentful of that. I used to think like, why me? Why me? All this people are living so gracefully and so happily and blah blah blah. Why is all this happened to me? Now I've gone through it, now I've learned from it, now I've found the dot of light in that I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy it's put me on this pathway. Because I'm happier than I would have ever been if I hadn't been through it. Do you know what I mean? I am more happy and more in touch with who I truly am because of the horrible stuff than I would have ever been if I'd just had like an average life. The overarching theme of this video is that to love yourself and to truly love yourself means you have to know about the bits of yourself that you don't like. You have to really know about them, really understand them, understand why they're there, and learn to love those as well. And that takes time and effort and understanding and patience and compassion and all of this stuff. Once it starts to click and tick over and it starts to, manifest as good things, you're like, I wish I'd been kinder to myself sooner, The analogy that I like to use for this like shadow work stuff is that I imagine that my shadow, my negative aspects of my character is like a sword, and when I didn't know about how to use my sword, how to use my negative stuff, I used to swing it around and attack people with my sword and cut people up, and then if somebody who was more equipped, better understanding, could cut me down. When you learn to master the sword, when you learn to master your negative stuff, you can approach situations fully competent with your mastery and sword skills and stuff, and you don't even feel inclined to use it. And I think that's sort of what I'm trying to get at basically with this. So there is there's beauty in suffering. There's beauty in sadness. Beauty in all of the evil stuff. Beauty in all of it. In fact, you wouldn't be playing the game right now if there wasn't evil. You wouldn't be involved in life if there wasn't bad stuff. If it was all good, you'd be in heaven. You'd have died. You're dead. I did make a video about this, probably about this time last year when I was not very well mentally, but I was talking about the same stuff. Being grateful for your suffering is integral to overarching happiness. Being grateful for suffering, being grateful for the bad aspects of your character. Shadow work is actually quite fun. It's quite fun. I've cried a few times. We all have bad, heavy stuff that we don't really want to talk about or think about and stuff. But when you do, and you get to the bottom of it and you solve it for yourself, it's like doing open brain surgery on yourself. It's like you're trying to go up there in your brain and like scalpel away bits that and it's hard, it's difficult. You have to have commitment. But when you do it, it's like I say, it's brain surgery. I feel like my brain is healing. I feel like the things that I do for myself nowadays, the attention that I give myself, the desire to integrate my shadow is some of the healthiest stuff that I've ever done. And you can go, that's crazy. You want to sit and talk about your evil stuff? Yeah, man. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh. Hiya, sorry, I'm just editing the video. I feel like I've missed some things that I wanted to say. Shadow work is not just about finding the bad parts of your character and coming to terms with them. That's half of it, but also the other half is about learning to utilize the bad parts of your character and how you can make the bad parts good. How you can turn the bad stuff into fuel, into energy, into a new skill set. Say you are fearful. You spend your entire life running away from fear. Well, fear is going to dictate your life.
when you realise that you're a fearful character, you realise that you actually have a skill, which is finding danger, a way of seeking excitement or seeking challenge. You learn that fear is not a negative thing, it's actually a really positive thing. All of a sudden you've flipped your shadow aspect on its head, and now it's a source of immense power. Same for like anger, same for being really critical of people or things. That is an incredibly negative thing to be, is consistently self-critical or judgmental or things like that. But if you learn to be objective about these negative things, you learn to go, I'm critical, that means I'm good at finding the fault, that means I'm good at finding where things can be improved. So somebody would go, oh, he does my head in all the time, like he's always picking fault with things. But then you come along and go, actually, I just know the way of tweaking it that's going to make it better for everybody. Yeah? If you continue to condemn your personality, it's going to continue to be condemned. It's going to continue to be a negative part. Another way of looking at it is like you have a wardrobe, and when you're trying to be good, it's like you're only using 50% of your wardrobe. When you shine light on your negative aspects, it's like opening up the other side of your wardrobe. You've got a whole catalogue worth of new clothes. Some of them might really suit you. Some of them might be totally edgy and totally trendy and totally cool. And you learn how to style the shadow. You learn how to wander in the negative aspects. You've got a whole double the amount of skills. You've got double the amount of charisma, double the amount of understanding, double the amount of everything, double the amount of wisdom and knowledge and stuff, because you've fully understood these negative parts and you've integrated them, and now you can style the bad with the good. You can turn the bad into good. That is the beauty. It's not just coming to terms with the bad stuff, it's making the bad stuff good.
So yeah, some people might get this video, some people might not. I wish you all the best, regardless, I'm happy you watched it, because it's been a long one again. I'll try and edit it, but I won't shave off too much time probably. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've liked, let us know. And yeah, I've had fun. I've had fun today. So I'll see you later. Namaste.